What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. We've got a news video for you today, going over the official announcement of what's happening with Aya and Regal Aya after the event. Now, we did go over this last week, but there's actually been a new announcement today. DE actually changed their mind, which, might be a good thing for you. So, before we get to make sure you're subbed and all that stuff, make sure you check out the live stream channel as well. And let's just get right into it. I'm going to put some gameplay that's not related to this, just some Nova leveling up situation here. And we're going to have the official dev post on the screen. I'm going to read it off to you, and we're going to talk about what's changing here. It will also be linked down in the description, okay? Alright, so the Prime Resurgence event, basically Aya and Regal Aya, is coming to a close on January 25th. I've talked about that a lot on the channel, so you probably already knew about that if you watch all the videos. After 8 weeks of Prime rotations and 2 weeks of the last chance to top it all off, we're here to thank you for participating in the Prime Resurgence. Thank you for the Aya tiers. Thank you for putting us in our place with the plat and all that. This was our first attempt at a very ambitious unvaulting event that, after some bumps in the road, aka the community, not getting run over instantly, we had to run over them a couple times, have ultimately turned out to be very successful for us to provide you vaulted content. Guys, they made so much money off this event. I guarantee it. They made so much money. Some people might be like, oh, they're milking the cash cow. They made a lot of cash. Whatever. That's what happened. After we won and got some plat in those packs, people went ham and bought a bunch of stuff. While the event did extremely well, it's time to review the details holistically. Now that we've gone over and answered the question, what's the future of Prime Resurgence? What is the future of Prime Resurgence? So that's what they're going to answer with us. While important next step decisions are being made, the following covers what you can expect in terms of Prime Vault content in the wake of the Prime Resurgence. So, what that means to you and to us. They are still deciding what's going to happen next time. They have not decided if the Aya event will come back. They have not decided when it will come back. They haven't decided anything like that. They're still making important decisions. But I'm going to guess and say they're going to probably bring it back eventually. They're going to probably nerf the drop rates for Aya again, make it harder to get it, so you're more incentivized to buy the Regal Aya bundles that probably sold really, really well. But yeah, as it stands right now, it's not coming back. They're still deciding on stuff. The interim of the return of the Prime Vault. To not disrupt player activity and accessibility to the vaulted content, a traditional Prime Vault will be returning in February. In traditional Prime Vault fashion, packs will be available through the in-game market and stores on console, and the vaulted relics will be added to drop tables. More details on specifics to come. So, this is something I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit, just I've already read this whole thing. Starting on the 25th, basically later today, they will be removing all Aya from drop locations in the game. So you won't get them in the Void anymore. You won't get them on bounties. You won't get them wherever. Relic packs. They are replacing those relics with Nyx Prime and Rhino Prime relics. It's basically going to be a mini extra unvaulting of Nyx and Rhino Prime, but in February. Who knows what time in February? There will be a new unvaulting. It could be Ashe, it could be Loki, it could be Saren. Who knows? Hopefully you were lucky in what you picked with your Aya relics, because we don't know what this new unvaulting will be. But it will be basically the same as the old ones, where it's like you can buy the accessories bundle, you can buy the frame bundle, all that stuff. So, in February, normal unvaulting is going to come back for unknown frames. Varzia's post-event wares. So this is something that did change from the previous video we made. So this is something if you care, if you have some Regal Aya sitting around, this is important to you. Varzia still resides in the Maru Bazaar with a selection of wares. You may choose to purchase the items listed below from her shop with the remaining Aya or Regal Aya you may have. So it was a complete crap deal what people were getting for normal Aya, which I said, make sure you go turn it in right now. They have changed it. Now, instead of just the options of 5 ducats, a Cyandana, and some glyphs, now Aya will be permanently traded. It will be traded into Varzia for Volt Prime relics, Valkyr Prime relics, and Nyx Prime relics. So, yeah, that was not there before. They have an explanation of why they did that below. But if you have Aya sitting around at the event, you couldn't sign in this week, whatever, you can still technically get Volt Prime, Valkyr Prime, and Nyx Prime relics. I'm guessing that contains their weapons too. So, that's good. Definitely 5 ducats is an insult, a complete insult, but yeah. At least you won't get completely ripped off. Do remember, though, that the Nyx relics and the Valkyrie relics come from Void Storms in Railjack, and the Volt Prime relics come from Baro Katir, whenever he randomly brings them. So these are all technically farmable in-game for free, so it's not the best deal, to be honest. But it's still better than nothing. And then for the Regal Aya, the money, so basically normal Aya you can farm in game. Regal Aya you can only get it with money. There's no other way. It's not like Platinum where it's like tradable. This is untradeable premium currency. For your untradeable premium currency after the event goes away, you can get Volt Prime, Valkyr Prime, or Nyx Prime, and like the weapons too. So that sucks, but here's the good stuff. This stuff, it will be permanently available for Regal Aya, it seems like. You got Edo Prime Armor, one of the best armor sets in the game. So that's really good. We've got the Targus Prime Armor set, which is a pretty decent one too. Sugatra's, the Lyset Prime. So the loading screen Prime is permanently available for Regal Aya. So let's say last week you were going to buy Regal Aya for like the Edo Prime Armor set, but you forgot to. Now it's gone, FOMO. It's okay. After the event's over, Varzia will have Edo Prime and Lyset Prime. That's like $20 right there. If you want that, that's where it is. Also, past Prime gaming stuff like Cyandanas and decorations and stuff like that. So the biggest thing you can take away from this gigantic blob right here, for normal Aya, the stuff you could farm in a game, the stuff that drops from void fissures, or not void fissures, void captures and all that, you can now purchase Volt Prime, Valkyr Prime, and Nyx Prime relics after the event ends later today. For money, which by the way, you cannot buy the Regal Aya or farm the normal Aya after this event's over. So just, this is for stuff that you already have in your inventory. You will be able to get access to Prime accessories that were technically vaulted. So that's really good. And let's go over the description here. All of the above were available during the rotations and were listed in our original items available after Prime Resurgence. So like I said, if you've watched all the videos, you probably knew about this, but they did change their mind and change things here. With the exception of the Volt Prime, Nyx Prime, and Valkyr Prime relics. Weapons and accessories, of course. Since the Warframe relics are permanently unvaulted and obtainable via gameplay, like Borrow, Void Storms, it only made sense for the rest of their collections to remain available through Varzia. Prime Resurgence brought a lot of firsts for vaulted content. So we're continuing that trend with the inclusion of Prime accessories outside the event and traditional Prime vaults. During the interim time, we will not be adding any new items of Varzia shop. Since Aya and Regal Aya are no longer obtainable, there should be no item gatekeeping for players who do not have leftover stock. So it's basically just there so people that didn't remember to turn stuff in don't get completely wrecked. I do appreciate that, actually. The next steps, Aya and Regal Aya. A hotfix will be going out on all platforms tomorrow, or basically today, January 25th, to replace all Aya with Nyx Prime and Rhino Prime relics in the drop tables. Regal Aya packs will also be retired from the store. So you will not be able to buy Regal Aya. Any place that Aya did drop, like I just said, it will have Nyx Prime relics and Rhino Prime relics until they probably add the new unvaulting in February that we do not know the exact details of. For the Nintendo Switch 10.0, these packs will still be available in the eShop until 27th due to Nintendo Store rotation schedule. Any Regal Aya purchases made post-event can still be used in Varzia's shop, keeping in mind that the items available for purchase will be switched. Okay, good to know that if you play on Switch. If you choose, any remaining Regal Aya and Aya can be used in Varzia's post-event shop, as listed above, or can be held for potential future Prime Vault efforts. So, as you can see right here, they're not saying it's 100% coming back. There's potential it will come back. I have a feeling they made a bunch of money on this event, to be honest. So I would be very surprised if the event didn't come back, to be honest. I'm willing to bet like 90% chance that it will come back. 95% chance the Regal Aya and Prime Aya event will come back. But I'm still too cautious to not turn it in. I turned it in for a bunch of Saren relics, Necros relics, all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna. The fact that it's a potential, we don't know when it's coming back. This could be next year. I'd say they might do this once a year, honestly, going forward. So, yeah. The future of Prime Resurgence is still being determined. Priority in any instance will be to provide options that appropriately meet player expectations for premium purchases. It is worth reiterating before we sign off that the level 6 sentients were totally balanced. I mean, the nature of the Prime Resurgence was wholly experimental. We wanted to give players an alternative to Prime Vault and ultimately increasing access to Prime gear. And that requires much level 6 sentient, much risk consideration and community contribution in the early stages and launches of the event to get right. So thank you, community, for putting us in our place and pointing out that I lied in front of everyone. We'll be back for tomorrow's hotfix. All right, so pretty good announcement there. The level 6 sentient tangent at the end is a little bit weird, to be honest. But I'd say overall, if you have Aya and you forgot to turn it in, this is great because you will have access to things like Volt relics, which are technically farmable in game. The biggest thing is Regal Aya. If you didn't turn in your FOMO coins, your Platinum Prime, you can go and get the Edo Prime armor, which is one of the best armor sets in the game. Lyset Prime, Loading Screen Prime, you can get that too. That's really good. And the biggest thing here is just the PSA. So they changed their mind. If you have stuff sitting around, you're fine. So, all All right, guys, hope you found the video helpful. I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll see you later today on Twitch for the live streams, and I do appreciate all the support. Let me know how you feel about this event. Do you think it will come back? I think there's no way it doesn't come back, honestly, at this point. And then also, how do you feel about, like, you know, the fact that they said, like, it was super successful? Like, I guess that's good. It's not entirely milk on the cash cow, like some people say. It's hard to. I'll be looking at your comments, okay? I definitely want to see what you guys feel, how you feel about this, and I will be responding where I can. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.